Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading for serious people, for adults who are responsible people. We don't do the lollipops or rainbows, that kind of stuff. Just don't do it. We deal with the world as it is because that's the platform upon which we manifest. And since this tarot reading is all about manifesting, we have to pay attention to that fact. And truth be known, I've done tarot for over 20 years and I have never, ever found that it predicts anything. What it is the science of potential. Potential. That means you. How do you react? What do you decide? What do you do? What action do you take? The tarot, and you see on your screen, and this is all you're going to see because I'm keeping it simple, I'm keeping it direct, I'm keeping it clean, focused, laser beam. You got 4 tarot cards, and you got this thing in the middle called the Oracle card. Sets the mood for the reading. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's get back to my tarot stuff. Done tarot for over 20 years. It is the science of potential. Whatever this frequency is, and I combine the 4 cards, helped out by the Oracle card, and I hone in on one frequency, one idea, one thought, one action. And then you decide how much you resonate with it. Most people will find it interesting, but the truth be told is any reading that you do, numerology, astrology, tarot, don't make any difference. If you get 10% of the people, you're doing really well. So you got 10 people, one of them is going to really resonate with it. The others, sort of, kind of, and maybe when you get to the end of the 10, maybe 9 and 10, they're not going to resonate at all. That's okay, that's fine, that's human nature. We're all different. That's why if you had siblings, each one of you is different. You were raised in the same house, same parents, same circumstances pretty much, and yet you're all different. And you were different from the beginning. As babies, you were different. Ask your mom, ask your dad. You all had distinct personalities because you had somewhere in the ether, maybe it was as you were looking to reincarnate or whatever the deal is, you said, this is going to be my spiritual life path when I am put back into the flesh. I come back this time, this is what my job is. The problem is everybody's been sold a line of bullshit that we all got to be the same. We all got to be the same. We all go, no. It was never. Take a look at a field in the wild, untouched by human beings. There are all kinds of different flowers. There's all kinds of combinations. And that's what makes for a great environment. Same thing with human beings. We're not all meant to be the same. We're not all meant to be beautiful or rich or handsome or powerful or... We weren't meant to be that, but we got to try to fit into that. Got to feel that way. Got to feel that way. No, you don't. No, you don't. Find your destiny. And then start to work within that by manifesting within that. The deal is we all manifest already. We have the ability to manifest right from the time we're born, although I think the brain takes a little time, 5, 6, 7 years, something like that. Get our main program set, then we begin to develop some sort of an identity, and that's when we can start to envision. We can start to manifest. Usually it's negative because we're raised negatively. No, you can't do this, don't do that, don't. So it's usually we manifest when we go, geez, I don't want to do that, I don't want that, I don't want to take that test, I don't want to see that person, I don't want to, and you get it. And you go, see, God, I knew it. Well, that's manifesting. It's just negatively. We got to switch that. That's very, very difficult because for most of us, that means going against our basic programs. All right? Very difficult. Easy to say, difficult to do. But out of that 10 people getting the tarot reading, 1 or 2 or 3 are probably going to be able to start to modify that. By the way, the same thing is true but with not tarot, numerology and astrology. I've done those for 50 years, 50. And I've discovered that numerology and astrology are the science of cycles upon cycles upon cycles upon cycles upon cycles upon. You get the idea. That's what makes especially astrology so difficult, because astrologers, and I have not run into one yet. I'm sure they're out there, but I haven't run into one yet who can distill an astrological chart or reading into something comprehensible. Well, you got the planet over here in the first house, and you got the planet over here in the eighth house, and they're conjuncting, and they're quincunxing, and you got the north node. It's word salad. Make some sense. Remember, you're trying to communicate to another human being. Don't show them how much you know about nothing. Do the hard work. Distill the information down, and that's what I do here. So I will, from time to time, on a pretty regular basis, not only use the tarot, but go to the astrology and numerology to help you understand and build that platform upon which you can manifest. And one of my favorites at this point, just because we're coming up to our 250th anniversary here in the United States of America, it'll be July the 4th next year, 2026. 250 years. That is a Pluto cycle. A little bit extra. I'm fudging on the numbers. You had, it's about 244, 245, something like that. You get the idea. Well, isn't it fascinating that going back to 1776, July 4th, we had the planet Uranus in Gemini, just about the same spot it's in now. We had Pluto at the very, very, very end degrees of Capricorn, pretty much where it is now in early Aquarius. So that in essence, you're going to have this really powerful evolutionary, revolutionary energy match. And take a look at what's going on in the world. But especially here in America, because this is the American chart, right? This is for the Declaration of Independence. Pluto, Uranus, in about the same spots, same relationship. A lot of stuff coming out of here. And so I want you to understand how important these cycles are. And just to kind of give you an idea of, the Pluto's evolution, Uranus's revolution, and you're seeing that those things are battling here in the United States and the world. We know we have to do something different. We're determined to have to do something different. And it has to be evolutionary. It has to be on a huge scale. It's a quantum leap. And one of the things, just as an example, that we're battling is our value system. Banks. The whole idea of money. What the hell is it? Thomas Jefferson, one of the people there at the signing of the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, one of our presidents, said, "I sincerely believe the banking institutions having the issuing power of money are more dangerous to liberty than standing armies." Thomas Jefferson, a wise man who had written a lot of fabulous things, a lot of what America stands for based on his thinking. The banks are the enemy. And of course, Henry Kissinger, who I think was the devil incarnate, and I'm glad he's dead, said, "He who controls the money controls the world." Told that to the Council on Foreign Relations. Henry Kissinger was the one who came up with the term useless eaters. Of course, the idea of controlling money, controlling the world is not new. We had one of the Rothschilds, Meyer Rothschild, 1803, said, "You can do what you want with the government. Just give me the money. I'll control it." And you take a look at the Fed. Take a look at all that's going on. 90% of the wealth in America is owned by about 5% or less. This is no different than the Middle Ages. We're all serfs. And so Thomas Jefferson was right. Banks more dangerous than standing armies. And that's what's being used against us. So within that context, it becomes a question of values, not just money, but what in the hell do we value? Do we stand here in America for our Constitution? Do we stand for the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Third Amendment, Fourth Amendment? Do we stand for those things? Or are we just going to, you don't want to upset anybody, so I'll become a prisoner, and you can do whatever you want? Because that's kind of what we're battling. Evolution, revolution, those energies from way back 1776 back here now. We're not going to get out of this situation without some pain, probably serious pain. So, with that in mind, now let's go to the tarot. Let's focus on the frequency. Middle card is time for a nap. You go, what the hell are you talking about? We were just talking about how serious things are. Why is time for a nap? Well, not napping in the traditional sense. First of all, napping, if it's done healthfully, positively, it's actually refreshing, reinvigorating. That's good. Clears the mind, which may not be a bad idea in the first place. But secondly, think of it this way. Time for a nap means closing your eyes but opening your mind. Takes us to the meme for the day. Consciousness has no religion, no nationality. Pay attention. You are at a critical point, whether you like it or not, and you could argue again from a spiritual point of view, you reincarnated now to go through this shit. This is part of your deal. So if you do nothing, you're an idiot, and if there is reincarnation, you're going to come back again and get hit twice as hard because you had an opportunity, you passed on it. Too bad. If you worked against it, I don't have words. But if you're working for a positive evolution, revolution, then you're going to have to pay the price that way. In the long run, it will serve you and those that follow very well. But there is going to be a price to pay, and that's the thing. Pain, it's uncomfortable. I can't do it. It's too negative. Stop. You chose to be here, jerk. So handle your responsibilities. Act like an adult. Can you do that? Most people, I think, have a tough time with that. Let's go all the way to the left. First card is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups. Cups, first of all, are emotional connections. It's not romantic necessarily. It can be, but it's things that have a hold on us on an emotional level. And six talks about nostalgia, happy memories, your inner child. Time for a nap, inner child. Tune in to those feelings, those memories. You may not have a lot of them. You may only have one of them. You may have none, but then you have to imagine. Manifest. So that's what the Six of Cups is all about. It's an opportunity here to go back to your past in some way or another, connect with something that helps you feel emotionally connected, and then work from there. And the card next to it is the Two of Cups. Twos are always making a decision. Two of Cups says you got to connect with yourself. And that's really what the Six of Cups is all about, going back. Well, the Two of Cups secures that, saying, I'm going to go back to a time, a place, a feeling, an essence that makes me feel safe, comfortable, positive, secure. So that's really what you're kind of working on. I want to go back. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily reject all modernity. I think that's the word. You know, we don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but we got to know the difference, and that's what we're working through right now. Next card over is the Knight of Wands. Wands are positivity, excitement, enthusiasm, joy, gratitude. And this card is in reverse. So the Eight of Wands is talking about something coming in, something coming to fruition, something becoming real. And when it comes in, it's going to come in quickly. Now, as I speak, we're out of the Mercury retrograde. A week from today, we're going to be out of the Venus retrograde. So all that backwards motion, re-examining, re-filtering, just that's coming to an end. And after all of that filtering and, kind of revolving inside of our minds, now we're going to need to start out to spit out solutions. We're going to start to see things in a different way, feel things in a different way. And so expect at some point, maybe by the end of the month, some sort of experience of some kind or another that really creates that Wands attitude, that gratitude, that positivity in you, the hope. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe it's just a hope. Maybe, Jesus, I hope, God, maybe I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Because up to this point, you haven't. And the final card is the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, of course, are our value system. What's important to us? Is it just money? Is it just things? More cars, more houses, more clothes, more... Is that all it is? Or is it something deeper? Friendship, love, true love. How about your health? You can sustain your health, but you can't buy health. How about peace? Money never, ever, 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 ever brings peace. If you got it, you know that other people want it, and they want to take it away from you. If you don't have it, that can be kind of sticky from time to time. You got to get some of the basics in life. Jim Carrey once said, you know the actor Jim Carrey? He said, I hope everybody gets a chance to become rich, because you're going to find out it's not what you think it is. It's not a joy, it's not a happiness, it's not fulfillment. It's true. So we are in an evolutionary and revolutionary time. We are getting a chance on a major, major level to rewrite humanity's story. How's it going to turn out? Well, take a nap. Close your eyes, open your mind. That's what it's going to take. You'll have your opportunity. I think as we get into May, you're going to see things opening up that you haven't seen before. And they'll, at the very least, give you some encouragement, some insight, something to hang on to. A big deal, because a lot of us have nothing to hang on to except our faith. That's the reading for today. Oh, please, again, people around me pointing at me, stop already. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share, please. It helps the algorithms, and that keeps us going. So, that's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another, because I'm here every single day, 365. Nothing stops you. You're important. I want to inspire you. But between now and the next time you and I get together and do a little of this manifesting tarot kind of thing, peace and blessings.